We leverage you to success. I mean, that's all we can do. We can give you what you need to get there. You have to step out and do it yourself. A lot of people I educate, they just, oh, that's nice, and they keep going, they move on. When you become a member, you'll receive a membership information package. No one has received this yet because we just came out with this last couple of weeks. But in the next month, everybody who becomes a member or everybody who's already a member will get one of these. It just lays out a lot of stuff here. You get a bunch of information. Don't get upset because we're going to email this stuff to you like every other day, just so you don't get overburdened with a whole bunch of stuff in one email. After that first few weeks, you won't get that many emails from us. You'll just get notices as the year goes on. It'll help you plan your destiny. You realize what destiny is. Destiny isn't something you just show up at. Destiny is a planned occurrence. You plan your destiny. If you don't plan it, it just happens. Most people out there, life happens. They're not here in the room today, they're watching TV or wherever they are. How many people have ever heard of a self-directed IRA? About half the people in the room. That means that wherever your money is now, Fidelity Investments, your local bank, wherever your IRA is now, it's probably not doing so well. In fact, nationwide, they're running less than 1% return on your cash. Not too good. How about this? What if we show you, what if we didn't have you withdraw that money? I don't want you to take it out of your IRA, because then you're going to pay penalties and taxes on that money, right? Here's what I want you to do. Transfer that money to a self-directed IRA source. There are banks out there, we can help you. We have names. There's 2 different ones that I use. We can direct you there. Get that money into that self-directed IRA. Your money doesn't come out, you don't withdraw it, you just move it over to that other IRA. These are banks, these are lending institutions, these are financial institutions that invest your money where you want it. So if you take your money out of Fidelity funds, move the IRA over to one of these institutions, there's nothing stopping you from having that IRA invest in the same Fidelity funds. The only difference is you're directing it now. It goes down, you can move it out, back and forth. But here's the beauty of it. You can take that money also and loan it to anybody else in this room that has a good deal without withdrawing it and without paying penalties. How much interest does a hard money lender get loaning money to other people in the room here? 14 and up? Probably. I'll tell you what I found. Right now, it's running about 3 to 5 points. Right? A point is 1% of the loan. Okay. It's also running between 10 and 22%. Okay. The interest rate, by the way, if you're an investor in a hard money loan, doesn't matter what they charge. It's the points. Okay. Now here's the deal. Get your money out. To get your money out there, you might not be able to come to a meeting like this and charge someone 10%, but you can definitely get 8% on a deal. I'll pay 8%. So you can take your IRA, have it directed. You go to the IRA trustee, have that money. We sign a mortgage. We sign the whole thing, and you direct that money directly into my account so I can buy the house, fix it up, and we have it. We can show you how to do that. Well protected, no hassle at all. Now, you guys know the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA?
Roth is about taxes.
Yeah, pay taxes now, pay taxes later. In other words, if you want a deduction, you can put your money, you can put up a certain amount into your regular IRA every year. That'll grow at whatever that fund is doing. Or you can pay taxes on that money and use the after-tax dollars and put it into a Roth IRA. But once inside the Roth IRA, it grows tax-free. If you put it into the regular IRA, you get a tax deduction now, but when you start withdrawing the money, then you pay taxes on it. The idea was, well, you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you get older at 70 and a half years old and start withdrawing the money. That was the idea. Okay, I want my money, maybe making a lot more money, and maybe if I do decide to take an early withdrawal, I won't mind paying taxes and a penalty of 10%. if my money was making 10% or more, or 20%. My wife and I have our IRAs, just to give you an idea. Our IRAs, we've been married, what, 13 years now? Our IRAs in the past 10 years have averaged somewhere around 500 to 600%. So take your $5,000 and multiply that by double for the last 10 years. That's not 5 or 6%. Because we're pumping into transactions, we're pumping into a purchase and sale with $100 down, and then selling that purchase and sale for $1,000, and picking up $900 profit within a month. That's what, 900%, that's 900% interest, right? No. Only used it 1 month, multiply it by 12. 9,000% interest on that $100. Think about some of these things. We'll talk about that stuff later. You have 403Bs, you have other retirement funds, 401Ks can be converted to IRAs, 403Bs, Keogh plans. So most anybody who's worked in some sort of corporate job has one of these plans. Probably half the people in the room here can move those over to a self-directed source. Then you have bank CDs. Anybody have any? Don won't ask the question. Bank CDs, what are those paying now? You walk into your bank, what's that sign right there? What are they paying now? Less than nothing. No, they're paying. They're not doing bad. They're paying about 2%, aren't they? 2%. Okay, so you buy a 10-year bank CD at 2%. Oh, wait, that 2% gets divided by 10 years. Yeah. Think about it. Half of a percent. Not even 0.5% per year. It's crazy. So those are the ways that you don't want to have your money. Savings accounts, what are those paying now? I mean, the best one out there has always been ING, right? How's ING doing? I think they're about 4 or 5%. Is it 0.75 at ING? No, ING, the company. They've always been higher, like 3, 4, 5%. Still, that's not that great. And then cash. We all carry some cash in our pockets, but the idea is you have cash, you have bank accounts, those could be used. All you have to do is, if you don't have any of these things, all these things I talked about, if you don't have any of those, I know that you know someone who does. And they're not getting good returns on their money. So when you buy a property, you're just starting to use real estate, you're buying real estate, if you have already contacted people and say, hey, I'm in real estate now, I'm getting into real estate, getting into investing, and you have any IRA, 401K, 403B, Keogh, any other things, retirement plans? Do you have any bank account CDs that you want to invest with me? They'll probably say no. Yeah, I'm going to put my money with you, and you've been in real estate 2 weeks. But there's nothing stopping you from mentoring with other people in the room here, or myself. We can talk to that person, and they'll say, oh, these guys know what they're talking about. So if you're partnering with someone in the room that has some experience, all those friends and relatives' money is available for your deals. And now after you've done 1 or 2 deals and paid them back and they're happy, you don't need the other mentor person anymore. You just go to your friends direct. Great stuff happening. Okay? And that's all that. Now, what if you guys have credit? I know a lot of people have great credit. Credit score is real high. But they don't have any money. I mean, being a real estate agent for all these years, I've seen a real estate broker for all these years with hundreds of agents. I've seen so much happen. The person that makes $250,000 a year and they have no money for a down payment on a house. I said, well, why don't you have any down payment? I don't know. We can never get to save it. We can't keep any money. How can you spend $250,000 a year? Well, I don't know. I said, well, why don't we sit down and talk about this tomorrow morning? And they say, no, we're flying out to Germany for lunch or something. That's why you don't have the money. Why don't you go to Germany and spend a week or 2 instead of just for lunch? I mean, I've seen people from all places. I've seen people who make I've seen people make $50,000 a year and do much better than people who make a lot more. So it's just how you direct your money. We can show you how to do that in some of the courses coming up. But if you have perfect credit and no money, like a lot of these people have, That can be leveraged right in, sometimes at 100% financing to buy property. Or maybe you're the person who goes finds the deal, and you take a person with the good credit, another person with the good money, and you're in the middle there, put the whole package together and get a three-way partnership. That works pretty good too. Just start thinking creative like that. You'll never have any problem with banks, bank loans, appraisals, all that craziness. And then time and skills. There's a lot of people in the room that are just starting, they have no idea what to do, right? So all you do there is just say, okay, what do I have? Oh, okay, Alan, I don't have anything related to real estate. I'm an accountant, or I'm a bean counter over here, or I'm a cash register person, whatever. Well, as a cash register, cashier, you have some skills, you have people skills. And you can keep track of money, because if the register is more than a couple dollars off, you get fired, right? So you have some sort of skills. How can you present those skills to a group like this, or partners like this, and do something with those? Because I've taken people who couldn't really, they said, well, I don't know, I have no skills, no education, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. And after a couple of years later, they were started working for me. A couple of years later, they're on their own, just buying and selling houses like anything else. So there's always some sort of skills. The worst case is you really have no skills at all. Nothing. Go get your real estate license. We'll give you the skills. We'll show you the skills. We have that whole training set up in Brockton. You can go right down there and just see everything. Learn everything about that. We'll show you how to do it creatively, every which way you can, and how to actually make listings and make sales and have no problems. So, and then there's some sort of skill you have. Of course, if you're a carpenter, or a plumber, or electrician, you have skills that you know you can use in the real estate business. If you're a mortgage broker, anything like that, you know that. Any questions so far? You can understand me? I'm not mumbling too bad?
Good.
Okay.